Hello guys, welcome back to Sugar Sus Crypto. Get ready to get a lightning strike of energy on this video. On this video, I'm gonna give my own personal opinion of what's about to happen in the cryptocurrency market in the next few months to a year to 2 years. I'm just gonna give my forecast of what's happening in the cryptocurrency market. Me personally, my last profit that I've made in crypto, and I know this sounds like a big loser, but it happened in 2021 when the all-time high took place. I cashed out Cardano, in which it was a really it's a well paid off a rate of return that I got for it, and but it seems like I reinvested a lot of assets into Bitcoin. I sold a couple houses just to get into crypto, and I bet it all into alts such as Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and Hex, Richard Heart ecosystem basically. And it seems like they didn't perform at all as I suspected for the year 2025. I'm sorry, late 2025. It seems like Bitcoin was the only outperformer in the whole entire cryptocurrency market. Yes, there were some major high cap coins like Solana, and of course, big like Ripple, and there were a few among few others that really did fairly well, and they correlated, if not before or after Bitcoin's rally. But aside from that, every other single altcoin was going down or trading sideways with low performance or low liquidity, low volume correlated to Bitcoin. And so apparently I ended up holding these bags worth basically nothing compared to the money that I put into it initially. But basically, so if I give you guys my own perspective, when COVID happened, 2020 into 2021, when I made some money, and then all of a sudden they started printing so much money into the system, and then everybody got stimulus checks in the mail, and then I guess all that stuff flooded into the market, into the currency, and I guess it created some inflation in the system. Of course, as you all know, properties went up real high, and a lot of things were really high, and remains to be so, right? And they're still fighting it to get that inflation down, as you all know. And I guess many altcoins didn't perform as good as Bitcoin did, and a lot of people got effed, including myself. And so now it's been like 5 years that I'm still waiting in the markets, and even trying to do some research. And of course, I reallocated some of my assets into better assets. Of course, I just want to officially announce that I'm not in the Richard Heart ecosystem anymore. I'm in much better, safer bets with more risk, but the higher return could be a lot higher, and not due to the community or the demand for it, but it's I'm trying to go into blockchains that I cannot disclaim for reasons that a lot of people are investing in assets that I claim to be in, and they have done bad. So if I jump off a cliff, I don't want you to jump off with me. So that's why I'm going to be real cautious from now on, disclaiming the things that I want to expose to the public. So basically, I'm in assets where I believe have fundamentals, just like I initially was invested in the first cycle in crypto from 2013 to 2017. I invested in Bitcoin for that reason, and because I believe in Bitcoin and the fundamental reasons that in Satoshi's a purpose of creating it to be away from the dollar, and invest in real sovereign, to have some sovereignty of our money versus the Federal Reserve printing money as much as they want, and we have nothing to say about. We have nothing to do about it, right? So that being said, on the second cycle, I reinvested some gains into Cardano, and from 2017 to 2021, and I did fairly, very, very well. I did better with Cardano than I did with Bitcoin on the second cycle. But my fundamental approach with Cardano was exactly the same. I have to like the Explorer, I have to like the wallet, I have to like the exchange, I have to like the foundation around it, I have to like the community, I have to like everything about it. So I have done my research and I reallocated my assets into assets that I truly trust and I truly believe, and I truly feel like even if it doesn't do well, I like the throughput, I like the fees, I like the community, I like the Explorer, I like the DEX, I like the community. I just love everything around it. And if I don't make any money on it, I'd be really happy just to holding it and making a yield on it. But so that's my approach that I'm taking now going forward, and just wanted to disclaim that out there, just because I've been very conservative about my investments into this channel, and I know that I've been creating content that has nothing related to crypto, or in some way somehow connected, but not entirely so. I was more about an educational man. When I was in Cardano community I was there for 4 years, from 2017 to 2021. I started staking. I learned everything about Shelly, Gauguin, Basho. I learned everything about Cardano. I was staking. I was engaging in the testnet. I was engaging in the community. I was all up in there. I was like, just diving deep along with the community, and I believe in, and then of course I make some money there, and then I reallocated into Richard Heart ecosystem. And the reason why I reinvested into Richard Heart ecosystem is because I saw some honesty behind Richard's words. He has some honesty when he called the top, and I knew that BitBoy was not calling the top, and no one was calling the top but Richard Heart. So that's the reason why I went with Richard Heart, because I saw some honesty behind him. And I saw some, and I think Richard's still valid, and I think his ecosystem is still valid, and I think that there's potential in that ecosystem. I just don't want to be bridging my money from Ethereum to Pulse Chain, and Pulse Chain to Ethereum, and waiting like 30 minutes to I want to skip all that. I want to just go straight to an asset that could one day be considered in the institutional investor as an ETF, as a crypto that could be launched as an ETF, and it could be traded along with Bitcoin, Ethereum ETF, Solana ETFs, along with the big boys. And that's where I'm at right now. But as far as Bitcoin, where is it going from now? I think it has, until October to November to reach a new all-time low. It could go either from $56,000 to $34,000. Don't get too bullish on it right now so soon. You gotta wait a little longer, because it usually takes around 365 days from his peak to kind of find his bottom, right? And then let's hope and pray that all the altcoins would do great on this next cycle, because one of the things that also, aside from the inflation, what kind of F us up, all of us up on the altcoins, especially on the Richard Heart ecosystem, is that the AI bubble, the AI boom, ChatGPT, now Grok, and now all these data centers and all these institutions looking forward, and maybe even Bitcoin miners kind of switching their equipment to start providing CPUs or GPUs for these big data companies that are looking forward to use AI, because they need compute. So of course they're gonna go where the money is. So a lot of people have drifted from altcoins into the boom of AI. That's another thing that kind of F us in the altcoin sector. I hope this AI boom start simmering down, and people need to start understanding that AI and blockchain, it eventually is going to come together. They're going to merge together, because these AI bots, they're going to need to use blockchain to be independent to centralized systems, and they can interact with each other agent to agent using blockchain transactions and blockchain protocols, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. So I think things are very frothy right now. Things are not looking so good in the market overall, but I think in the long term, when this boom hype that's happening right now at the moment kind of phases down, and realize that blockchain is part of it too. So they have to eventually bring that money back into our systems. Well, this is it for me. I hope y'all doing pretty well out there. Hang in there, and if you do, of course, it's part of life to integrate hobbies and adventures and other things. Get your mind into things. Love your job. If you don't love it, find another one that you love, and kind of put your mind into other things that you're passionate about. Not just crypto. Don't just rely on one single source. Of independence of wealth. But anyways, thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I hope you the best. I hope I could bring good, healthy, educational content for you guys and share my perspective on what's happening in the markets. I'm not so sure if I'll be as active as I was once, but I'm sure I want to be a little bit more active than I recently have been. Thank you for watching. Take care. Peace out, guys.